The next one we can able. So this is all about your structure of C, introduction to the C program and the structure of C program. Right, and the next one here is we are discussing about. We'll come back and we are going to discussing about uh, character sets in the C program, where we can able to come to see the letters which is having a characters that can be used. It can be used to form the words, numbers, and expressions. Depends upon the computer on which the program is run. So the characters might be, it might be defined within capital letters or from A to Z, or might be within small letters A to Z. Okay, the capital letters should not be the same as the small letters, because as the C language is a case sensitive, and the digits that we are going to using is 0 to 9, and the special characters, these are the special characters, and white spaces, blanks, and new forms and feed forms. Right. The C tokens. What are the C tokenizers? Then we can able to say the C tokens, which are nothing but the keywords. Totally 6 are there. The keywords, constants, identifiers. Identifiers are nothing but the variables, and strings, and as well as the special symbols, operators. Okay, so what are these things that we can able to see? We are going to seeing all these things actually with elaborately. We are going to explain. I will going to explaining that. So the tokens are nothing but the building blocks we can able to say. Without these things, a C program will not be constructed. So that is what it was trying to say, explaining that. Right. The keywords, the totally there are totally there is some kind of rough figure that has been appeared here actually. So the keywords, total keywords are nothing but 32 keywords it was going to be supported. Each keyword is meant to perform a specific function in C programming language. Right. The next one here is the variables. Variables. What is this variables in the sense? Right. This is one of the most important concept in the C programming. Variable name is also called as identifier. Okay, it is a data name that may be used to store a data value. You can able to store a data value, something like 10, 20, might be any kind of data which might be consisting of integer value without the decimal points, or with the decimal points, or might be positive values or negative values, and the number of digits that may consisting of all these things, any kind of data that we can able to store. Okay, so this is what we are going to be calling it as. Right, a variable that can be stored a data value. It cannot be changed during the execution of the program, but we can overwrite those kind of values at the time of during the execution. You can do that, right? But in order to define your own variables, what are the set of rules that we need to follow? A set of rules that we need to follow here. The variable name may consisting of letters, digits, and underscore characters. The first letter might be a underscore or characters. Okay. And the second point here is the first character must be an alphabet or an underscore. And the third point, the length of the variable cannot exceed up to 8 characters. On some compilers and on some C compilers can be recognized up to 31 characters. And one more thing here is the white spaces will not be allowed, or the special symbols will not be allowed except the underscore. White spaces and special symbols will not be allowed except the underscore. The variable name should not be a keyword. That is also one of the most important points. Both upper and lower case letters are used, but both are significant. That means both are two different variables. The lowercase variable will not be the same as the uppercase variable. So that is what it was trying to explain. It was both are significant. Okay, the primary type declaration of the variables, it tells the compiler about the name of the variable and its type before they are used in the program. What is how the syntax will be? That means initializing. I mean declaration part of the variable. We can able to how to declare and initialize the variables. That is the two concepts that we can able to discuss right now. The initialization or declaration of the variable. The declaration of a variable, we can able to see that what is the syntax, the data type, that means what kind of the variable is going to accepting the values. If it is an integer, then we need to specify int. Okay, that is what we are calling it as data type. The name of the variable, the type of the data, we are calling it as in data type. The name of the variable, that means identifier, and the list of variables also we can able to write it like v1 comma v2 comma vn and so on. Okay, so like that also. So int count I said, but we can able to go with int count comma something like area comma and so on, like that we can able to. If you have multiple variables which are related to integer data type only, then we can able to, using a comma, we can able to define those variables like that. Okay, like this. But this is what the declaration part of the syntax, and whereas we can able to assign a value. While assigning values can be assigned to the variables using the assignment operator. What is this assignment operator? Will do the right hand side, that means RHS. RHS, you can see this expression here now. Variable name is equal to constant, some value that we are going to be some 10, 20 or whatever it is. So you can able to see initial value is equal to 0. That means the value was being going to be stored with the name of this particular variable in the memory, and the size of the memory will be defined based on the data type. Okay, so initial value is equal to 0, balance is equal to some kind of decimal values that we are going to be, and some kind of integer values, long values, and as well as string, I mean a character within the single quotes that we are calling it as a character. So this is how we can able to assign a value to a variable. Right. So declaring a variable as a constant. So declaring a variable as a constant is nothing but, see, this is what the syntax that we need to follow. Const is the keyword, and the type of data it was trying to accepting is nothing but int, and the variable name class underscore size, that is equal to assignment operator 40 that was going to be assigned. That means throughout your whole program, even if the value will not be changed. Okay, and we cannot change after the execution. While at the time of execution override, we cannot override the values also at the time of execution. Okay, so because that is what the value throughout my whole program, that value has to be constant. That's it, fixed. So using const is a data type qualifier. Simply we can call it as something, or it is a keyword also. Okay. Defining the symbolic constants. So symbolic constants, we can able to, as in the earlier we already been seen that has defined pi 3.14 is one of the things that we had been seen that. Okay, has defined max is equal to 200, like that also we can able to define. Right. So that's all about the story of this defining the symbolic constants. Okay, so the variables, names, as well as the constants. Clear, man?